beautiful swing, and the result is every bit as good.
Frank, not the longest hitter, but sometimes you win tournaments by putting it in a good spot, and that's where we are right here, 280 yards out.
Yeah, 280 down the middle of the fairway. That'll never get you in trouble.
Birdie try up next. Birdie putt coming up. Had a bogey on this hole yesterday. Pretty good stroke right there. Just hit it through the break.
Well, it's that sort of distance. If it goes in, it's a bonus.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Okay, no problem with that one. Par 4 11th, 443 yards. What's the best strategy here, Frank?
Somehow find the fairway, Rich. This is brutal. Miss it left or miss it right. But it's Florida. Fairways are wide enough, soft enough. But a good tee shot still going to leave you a lengthy second.
Looks like he's going to have a go at it here at the par 5, his second shot. How tough is this going to be now from the rough, Frank?
Oh, it's tough to say, Rich. I mean, so much is going to depend on that lie. I'm going to need a little bit of luck.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Oh, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Different day, different hole. Made bogey yesterday. He'll do better this time, it looks like. Frank, we haven't seen a whole lot of that, but no doubt it feels good. Now to the par 4 13th. Frank, what are the options here?
Well, another straight one required here, Rich. At 450, it's not overly long in today's standard, but still, that fairway widens up where the longer hitters will actually hit. And bunkers, once again, short of a green. So as long as you can fly that second shot to at least the front of the green, then they really do not come into play. The great Bobby Jones used to say the hardest shot in golf's the next one. Judging by that light, it's not going to be too hard.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag. Oh, nice strike, Rich. Not quite directly in line with the flag.
Just drifting a bit to the right, but he'll settle. So a chance for birdie after another solid approach shot. You get the sense now with that birdie that our young star, so explosive, is setting himself up for a big weekend run. Good par 3 here at the 14th. It's a little bit more than 200 yards, Frank.
And there's a bunker short. So you've got to fly that coming in there. And if you do miss time one, that's when that body of water to the right really comes into play. Typical Floridian golf, but high-flying, soft-landing tee shot, once again, is the goal.
He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. Might want to check the GPS on a putt this long. Speed wasn't bad on that long putt, but the read wasn't very good. Not a gimme, but well within his range. That had to really hurt, Frank, because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle.
Locked in on the read and the speed. Frank, it's been that kind of a tournament. Another bogey.
Yeah, it's not exactly a small gap between that player there and the rest of the field. That gap's got to feel like the Grand Canyon right now.
EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live third-round coverage of the BioWare Classic. Wow, check this out, Frank. Par 3 fourth, 250 yards. This is a really cool hole.
It is. You tee off and that tee shot right across the swampland into a crescent-shaped green. And, of course, it is protected by that bunker that just cuts in. It doesn't give you very much depth on that middle line of the green. So if the pin's in the middle, that's when the hole plays its most difficult.
What was he thinking there?
I have no earthly idea.
Frank, anytime you're inside 15 feet, you have to like your chances.
Yeah, our computer gives us 13 feet to be precise. It's no snack, though.
Well, Frank, he'll drop at least one shot here. That was not his best effort.
No, poor is the easiest way to put that. He knows it.
Just a little tap in here. That's a bogey. Now to the fifth hole here at the Wetlands. Par 5, 635 yards. A lot going on here, Frank.
The shorter hitters don't really worry about the swampland on the left because it really only cuts in to worry the longer hitters if you want to try and reach this par 5 and 2. So shorter hitters, 2 good shots, set up a wedge shot. Longer hitters, are you straight enough to hit it into the narrowest part of the fairway?
Nothing to argue about there, right in the fairway. Playing his second shot here at the par 5. Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is. This looks like it's going to find the target.
Just a superb shot.
You're not going to see much better than that all day today.
Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie. He's made it. Good look now at the fifth hole here at the Wetlands, par 5, and it's a good one, 635 yards.
Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Be a little disappointed with that because it lands in the rough and it appears to be fairly thick over there. Second shot coming out of the rough here. Oh no, look out, Frank. I think he flushed that one.
Oh, this is going, gone.
So missed the fairway. Now he's back where he needs to be.
Yeah, minimize the problems.
Slight waggle, relaxed arms, ready to go. Frank's starting to make the move.
Leaderboard very volatile at the moment, so a lot of move in that middle piece of the leaderboard. Top 20 so far.
Here's another scoring opportunity, Frank, a par 5. The 7th is just a shade under 600 yards.
And it bends gently to the left, Rich. Longer hitters can obviously get home, and nothing really to be worrying about with that second shot if you can reach. The wetlands are well to the right of this hole for the second shot. But if you want to play to the 3-shotter, then that's a very safe, conservative way and really shouldn't cause you any problems whatsoever.
That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards. And from the fairway for his second shot here. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Really good distance control there, playing well to his strengths. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus.
Can't birdie them all, Rich.
Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Frank, let's hope he doesn't make double bogey now.
That's the saddest coming out in you, Rich.
Nudge this one home, finish it up. In for a bogey. On to the 8th. It's a par 3, 203 yards. What's going on here, Frank?
Interesting par 3, really. It looks anything other than a straightaway hole. That bunker short of this green gives you like an optical illusion. You think it's lapping up with the front of this green, but there's actually sort of 3 or 4 yards before you get to the putting surface. A little bit of a drop-off behind this green, and it narrows out the deeper the green gets. So, tricky little par 3.
And it makes the green in regulation. Makeable putt right here, currently sitting at 1 under for the round. Starting to move now, Frank, on this leaderboard.
Certainly going all in the positive direction. He's in the middle of the pack, now top 15.
3 rounds in the books, outside the top 10, going to the final 18. Frank, what are your thoughts?
Well, I think you're going to have to approach the final round in a couple of different phases. Try and be aggressive early on. If you do get a few birdies in the bank, you really still can fancy yourself with a chance to win. It'll all depend on that start tomorrow.
EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live final round coverage of the BioWare Classic. Good contact, good result.
Got the measurement out there, Rich. Looks like 290 yards. Second shot.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. That will be a great look at birdie.
Chance for back-to-back. That was cruel. That looked like it was certainly going in.
Just a tap in to finish the hole. Struggling a bit with the flat stick and a drop shot here at the 15th hole. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Well, Frank, it's our job to get excited.
You can't when you leave it short, though.
I'm sad.
He's making my job hard.
Just 5 feet left. That hole certainly got the best of him. Triple bogey. Making our move to the home stretch, the 16th. It's a par 4 and a good one at 455 yards.
And a chance to actually get a good run for the clubhouse because the holes are fairly short coming in. So good drive here. Find the putting surface. Maybe start the roll right here.
Second shot. Good look at the green. Can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable. That never deviated offline.
Now this for birdie came away with par in the previous round.
Now a putt for par.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. He got robbed, Frank.
No, it's like kissing your mother-in-law.
He's putting for bogey now. Good putt. 17th at the Wetlands, par 3, 238 yards. Frank, how would you describe this hole?
Well, it's a hole really that shapes up well for a nice little high draw. See the angle of the green pointing slightly to the right. A nice little draw into this par 3, and that'll find the nice avenue. Maybe a kick forward, 15, 20 feet left for birdie. And if you birdied 16, chance to birdie 17 as well.
Putting all of his talents on display here from the rough, and he knocks it really close. Beautiful shot. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Well, not in contention, but in for par. Final hole here at the Wetlands Golf and Country Club. It's par 4. It's not a long one, 377 yards. There must be some trouble out there somewhere.
Well, not really if you keep your wits about you. Just position the tee shot. You don't have to hit driver down here. Even a 3-wood's only going to leave a short iron. If you 3-wood, 250, 260 yards, do the maths, it's only 120 yards left. With that, with a scoring club, try and get that inside 10, 15 feet. Finish with a birdie.
But if you stray, then what?
Oh, no, we don't think of straying on this hole. This is the last hole. Got to finish well.
But I'm thinking about gators. Are there gators out there?
Well, there's gator on the menu. There's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
That's good stuff right there. Wonderful approach, and now a really good look at birdie. This is an 11-foot putt. Well, that was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
Sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
Has his par. So that concludes the final round here at this spectacular setting. Frank, final thoughts on the tournament?
Rich, I thought this was really a fantastic venue that challenged the players, and we saw some exciting golf out there all across the board.
Presented by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. Simply put, there is nothing like it in the game of golf. It is by far the biggest spectator event in the sport. We're at TPC Scottsdale in Scottsdale, Arizona. Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside my friend and colleague Frank Nobilo. And Frank, what can you tell us about this golf course?
Well, everybody wants to know about 16, the famed par 3 here, surrounded by those skyboxes. Once again, that'll be a topic of the day. But really, this is a regular sight for the PGA Tour. So those of you that were familiar with the golf course, it's now changed. 2014, the designers Morris and Weiskopf did a massive renovation.
Well over 100,000 fans every day, better than 500,000 for the week. It's a giant party mixed in with a heck of a tournament. Ready for his second shot, trying to knock it on the green. That should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. On the green. And a chance for birdie here on the first hole. Locked in on the read and the speed.
Well, just when you thought they might pick up one, now settle for a par.
And this will be a 5-foot putt here. Frank, that's a par, and onward we go. Par 4 second hole, a little bit longer than the first, this one at 442 yards.
Yeah, they've added a new tee, changed the bunkering down the right side. Still a semi-blind tee shot, a hole that bends softly to the left. He's loading up on it.
Look at the coil there.
Long just met longer.
And that's going to stay on the fairway here at the second hole. This is the second shot at the par 4.
There's a bunker over there.
I think he's headed for it. Not what he wanted, but he's headed to the beach. Well, in the sand, but it has been raked nicely, looking for something positive. So Frank out of the bunker and back into play.
Yeah, the late Bobby Jones used to say the hardest shot in golf's always the next one. Well, by getting the ball back in play, he just made that a little easier.
Solid play, heart of the green. That's a head scratcher. No other way to put it. That close to the green and misses it badly to the right.
Even par currently.
Hate to say it, but that is a quadruple bogey, double the par, and time to pick up and move on. Now the third hole, it's a par 5, and how does this one set up, Frank?
It's a nice yardage around that 550, 560 yard mark. So a good drive, you can certainly reach the par 5 and 2. You've got to flash it across a little bit of a desert there. This green has been completely changed in 2014, and the addition of one bunker to that right side. Used to be 2.
Well, he pays a price for that.
Yeah, when you don't see the top of the ball in the rough, you know it's not sitting pretty. Going to need a bit of force to extract one out of there.
Getting some sand in the shoes now. For a second straight hole, he's in the bunker. Third shot now from the bunker.
Should be safely on deck.
Might want to check the GPS on a putt this long. That's just downright embarrassing. On the putting surface and now off on the fringe. Wow. Clean this up with a tap. Well, too bad. He gives one back. Back over now to the fourth. Frank, you know this. You can't win a tournament in the first round, but you can lose it. As we catch up with our featured golfer, they need to turn this around just to make the cut.
And turn it around now.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Getting set for this next shot from the rough, what does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are because, you know, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing.
Okay, good shot on the dance floor. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Oh, you can see the frustration. Almost kicked his putter head right there with a drop shot here at the fourth. Six over par on the round right now. Well, not an especially good start to the tournament, Frank, through one round. They might be in jeopardy of missing the cut.
They have to remember right now it's just one round, and they are, as you were saying, you know, in the outside looking right in at the moment. But you never know. I've seen golf tournaments won from further back than this.
This is EA Sports. PGA Tour coverage coming up next. Here at the TPC Scottsdale in Arizona, and Frank, when so many people tune in to watch this great event, they think immediately of the 16th hole with all of those fans jammed in. It's like Fenway Park inside the desert there, but it's much more than that little par 3, isn't it?
It certainly is more than that, Rich. The TPC Scottsdale is a great venue for a PGA Tour event. It's a blend of everything, the opportunities, holes that are fought by water, bunkering that's being changed, all in all, it's a great atmosphere with nearly 500,000 people that visit this during the tournament week.
315.
Now the second shot to the par 5.
Headed for the bunker.
Just a bit offline and into the bunker.
Well, bunker play is really about technique and feel. The two greatest ever are probably Gary Player and Seve Ballesteros. Seve actually was so good, he was so skilled, that he could open up a 3-iron, that's right, a 3-iron, on a short bunker shot from a greenside bunker and splash it to a couple of feet as if he had just used a 60-degree sand wedge. Amazing. Frank, the one moment that sort of made the 16th hole what it is today would have to be Tiger's ace in 1997 here at the TPC Scottsdale when it was raining plastic cups.
It was also his reaction, too, and that ushered in the Tiger Woods era that we became associated with, which is the fist pumping, the rowdy spectators. I mean, he was one of the few players that bridged the gap between spectator and golf course. And it still goes on till today. And I think Rory McIlroy probably is the only other player that starts to broach that type of inside and outside atmosphere with golf.
Still to this day, it's the loudest single moment that I can ever remember hearing on a golf course.
Had every chance of going in.
Getting set now over the putt. Frank, this has been an absolute mess today and all week long.
You said it best.
Frank, 16 was fun. 17 is always exciting here at TPC Scottsdale.
You've got to be careful because that water that sort of goes around the left side of the green, if that ball's coming in with a little bit of hook, it's just going to keep going left. There's the one bunker you really have to focus on. That's the one in the middle of the fairway. 280 will carry that. Chances are the ball can run onto the green. It takes a brave man really to try and fly this ball all the way there. It's not really needed because there's always another 10 or 15 yards of run. Factor that in.
Setting up for an approach shot here. Frank, one of the great moments in tournament history here in Scottsdale, you go back to 1996, the sudden death playoff between Phil Mickelson and Justin Leonard. Mickelson has always been the hero out here because he went to Arizona State.
Yeah, and it still runs through his veins, Rich. There was such an important win for him because to do it in front of people that he considered his home crowd was huge. And then also to do it in a playoff where, obviously it's win or lose. So for Mickelson, 1996 and TPC Scottsdale certainly ring home.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live opening round coverage of the Arnold Palmer Invitational. And now we go down to the first hole. Getting ready to start the round, Frank, what is the importance of getting off to a good start?
It's imperative, Rich, really. Try and find your rhythm, conditions of the golf course. Really get into the round as quick as you can.
Frank, he is one of the longest hitters in the game, but at some point, you have to hit a fairway.
Yeah, he's certainly not the straightest. I think that was the bit you're going to put in the middle.
Now from 160.
Rich, these players aren't getting a reprieve with the win right now.
Right from the start, the winds have been kicking pretty good.
Yeah, but at least it's presenting that challenge for the players that don't get every other day.
This will test the player. I mean, it's one thing to play with no wind in perfect conditions, but as we know, golf is a game of variables.
Yeah, and better strike will be rewarded today.
Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Speed wasn't bad on that long putt, but the read wasn't very good. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read.
Par.
Been a little too much of that, Frank. Just sort of ho-hum pars. Back to the action here at the second, and a par 3. Frank, it's 231 yards. What are we looking at?
Well, somehow, if you can hit it sky high, that's the best shot to hit in there. This green sometimes gets brick hard, and of course, it all slopes to the left.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Frank had hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
Yeah, you wonder what he's thinking on that.
Great shot coming out of that bunker right there.
Showing some skills today.
He has this attempt for par. Even par early on. Now to the par 4 third. Picturesque and difficult hole, Frank.
It might be picturesque, but it's certainly not for the faint of heart. This is going to take your best swing.
Water all down the left side. Well, this looks good.
Certainly is.
Frank, this is a way to make golf easy when you can hit it that deep.
Oh, I'm going to say, I know that first number's a 3. I'm guessing the second one's a 2. Let's call it 320.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie.
And with that birdie, into the top 25 on the leaderboard. Action is underway, and we'll take you out to hole number 4. Frank, when you get out of the gates, as our featured golfer has done, with a lot of pars, steady.
Oh, he is winding this one up. Does he have the power?
And that ball is absolutely scorched. Just hit a seed out there.
Whoa, that is long.
That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards. Right in the heart of the fairway, green light special.
Arnold Palmer's legacy to golf is in so many different areas. We see it just in the way people react to the game, but really when we go to Bay Hill, It's the one golf course that you'll see you've been out there. His clubs are always on the back of a cart. He's ready to go to the range. It's almost in every little blade of grass out there because Arnold plays there whenever he can. The king, whatever you want to call him, Mr. Palmer. He lives and breathes at Bay Hill. And when the tournament comes around every March, it's a great reminder to not just Mr. Palmer, but also the golf course and all those little obstacles that he put in your way, water normally, and all the great events. And it's fun. It's a golf course, too, that anybody can play.
You know, when I think of Arnold Palmer, I think the young professionals could learn just a few things from one of the all-time greats. First of all, reach out to the galleries, sign autographs.
Look him in the eye,
make eye contact as he always did. Number 2, own your golf swing. Whatever it is, believe in it. May be a little different. It may not be by the book, but own it and be comfortable with it. And then I think number 3, go for it. That's what Arnie always did. Go for it at the risk of failure, because you'll never be great if you just lay back all the time. Arnie always went for it.
One little lesson, too, you reminded me there. The one common denominator with just about every great player is a good grip. Arnold Palmer learned that for his dad. So if you're picking up a golf club for the first time or playing it for the 100th time, remember, good grip will take you a long way.
Second shot from the rough. It's on the way.
This looks like it's going to find the target.
Birdie try up next. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. You can see why this player has been compared to a young Rory McIlroy, featured golfer making birdie and now sitting comfortably inside that cut line. Frank, always nice to test yourself at one of the game's great venues, the Bay Hill Club and Lodge. What a day.
Yeah, and you know you've played a golf course where the PGA Tour has visited for so many years. So you, like the best players in the world, great opportunity to test your skills.
For Frank Nobilo and all of us here at EA Sports, I'm Rich Lerner saying so long until next time. NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Its second-round coverage of the Arnold Palmer Invitational. Frank, the par 5s here at Bay Hill so important. What's the 12th like?
570-odd yards. Tee it high, let it fly. Ball just took off the face. Long and straight.
That's how you do it.
Oh, that's it. New member of the 300-yard club.
Good poke right there.
Playing his second shot here at the par 5.
Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
So 24 feet after that approach shot, Frank.
Yeah, it's well, just outside the what you'd think very makeable distance.
Par yesterday. Now for birdie. Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one. Even par currently.
Good effort and good par putt. At the par 4 13th now, this is a hole, Frank, that requires some smart club selection. What are the options here?
Yeah, very sneaky par 4. That bunker on the right is 250 yards or so off the tee. So you've either got a choice to play short of that or sneak it down the end, which is about 300 yards. But if you try and be bold here and miss the fairway, that second shot, evil.
We moved that one out there, but he is not going to like the lie.
That moved down in the rough.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I'd say.
Birdie try up next. And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy. That may have been a bit too much to ask for there, that distance putt, Frank.
Yeah, it's fine to be greedy before you hit the putt, but after you've hit it, 2 from that distance is fine.
And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Frank, as we come to the 14th of par 3, what's ahead for the players?
Once again, another tough par 3 coming up. Narrow at the front. It gets a little wider the further you go up this green.
That one was running so hot. All right, so greenside bunker. What's he looking to do with this shot, Frank?
Well, really you have to look at the amount of green you got to play with. You don't have to try and fly the ball right by the flag. Allow it to run. Plus, if you can get it to run like a putt, you never know. It might just go in. Not a problem there, Rich.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Just has the feel today. We're here at the 15th now, and a big dogleg right on this one. Frank, what's the best route to take to shoot the low number?
You got to look at that run out down the left side, which is about 320 yards. If you can stay short of that, then that gives you a perfect shot into this green.
That's a good start to the hole, right down the middle. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
That will be a great look at birdie. These putts keep the round together. Impressive. Moves to 3 under for the tournament with that birdie. So 2 rounds in the books. Frank, that was fun.
It certainly was. It bodes well for the weekend. Saw a lot of good players that seem to actually have a good fit for this golf course. That bodes well for the next 36 holes.
NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live third-round coverage of the Arnold Palmer Invitational.
This is not heading in the right direction.
Well, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. Getting set for this next shot from the rough, what does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are because, you know, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing.
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. Good strike right there, right off the center of the face and about 20 feet away. And this would be nice. 2 straight birdies. Frank, where is that thing?
Yeah, thank God for small mercies.
Frank, I like a good par 3 over 200 yards, requiring that one good, clean strike. And here's a good case in point, 216 yards, all you want.
Yeah, bunkered at the back, bunkered to the left side, a little collection area to the right. So really, in the end, you've got one choice. That's at your best. In the direction of the sand.
Looks like it.
Lucky devil. That was going in the bunker all the way.
See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. This putt for birdie. Good try, just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
He has this attempt for par. Frank, you can see by the reaction, it has been that kind of week, just a few too many pars. Frank, deep in the round at the 15th, you need to maybe make something happen. How difficult is that with such a huge dog like here?
Once again, make sure you know the distance to carry the bunker or run out. You got to play to your strength.
Gave that a full treatment. Get up. That's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
Frank, Arnold Palmer has that unique swing. It's sort of a corkscrew finish, a Tasmanian devil in it. I mean, he goes at it really hard. What's the lesson for all golfers?
Well, the two things that his dad really taught him and instilled into his game was a steady head and a great grip. And they have never, ever left him. And I think that's why he played great golf for so long.
I always love to watch Arnold, too, with the fans at the Arnold Palmer Invitational. Takes his time, works his way through the crowd, and looks everyone in the eye.
Well, the old saying goes, Arnold Palmer's never met a stranger.
Good birdie right there.
Yeah, this game, when you can't win, it's all about top 10s, top 20s. And currently, that's exactly where they stand.
The Bay Hill Club and Lodge features a really exciting finishing stretch. 16 is a reachable par 5. You'll see eagles and birdies there coming home. 17, a very difficult par 3 over the water. The bunker is there. Takes an excellent shot. And then 18 is all you want. We know that with the water in front. That second shot which comes over the lake. And that's a hold-your-breath moment. It is a great finishing 3-hole stretch at Bay Hill. Frankie could make eagle right here with a really good approach shot.
Yeah, well within his reach, too. And, Rich, if we just sit back and relax here, I think we're going to see perhaps a very good look at eagle coming up.
Down, little Sheba. Down!
Well, it was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back?
Great knees, great hands in this shot.
Yeah, touch. You have to have that feel. You have something between the ball and the club face. So it's a different feel, but you also have to have imagination.
See if you can get this one to drop here at the 16th for a birdie. This hole's been good to him. Birdie yesterday, and trying for another one today. Starting to move on this leaderboard now, Frank.
It's got a nice look to it. Another who's who.
Frank, this is a great hole through the years to watch when the pressure is ratcheted up deep into a round. That is all you want at more than 220 yards.
Plays slightly shorter because it's downhill. The bunker's on the left in play. Even the bunker short right, and of course the water, if you just miss it a bit, that's in play. And the green shapes away from you. This has to be the most difficult par 3 on the golf course.
Terrific golf shot. And now that for an easy birdie. And getting ready for the putt. Well, yeah, birdie, Frank, and another shot closer.
Sniffing in the right direction.
You know, Tiger was born on the same day as LeBron James, December 30th. And he's had his share of slam dunks, especially on the 18th hole here at Bay Hill.
Yeah, he's just a perfect fit for the golf course. You'd think every now and again he fears left, but he doesn't fear left at Bay Hill. We've seen his best golf over the years, over the last 15 or so years. To win there 8 times, nobody's come close to that. Ernie Els, one of the great players in the world, has won it twice.
This will require a good one. This is a 190-yard second shot. Not looking good, Frank.
No, I think it's wet.
Wow, lucky break right there, Frank.
Well, that's what everyone else is going to say, except him.
Third shot, looking for a good one. Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. And this will be a 5-foot putt here. Frank, how does that par help his cause?
It certainly doesn't hurt it.
So through 54 holes, a really good position inside the top 5 with 1 round to go.
Yeah, and those handful of players that we're looking at, Rich, they certainly have looked the best players this week, which makes tomorrow look like a real thriller.
NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live final round coverage of the Arnold Palmer Invitational.
Well, when he goes after it like he is here. Ah, nice.
Looks good.
Long and straight.
That's how you do it. Frank, you played in conditions all over the world. Here come the winds now. What's the mindset?
Well, this is really what separates the men from the boys. This is where you've got to tell yourself, and it's an advantage to you. Obviously, the scores will go up a little bit, given the conditions. But once again, this is going to suit the stronger player today.
You like the old phrase, swing easy when it's breezy?
Definitely when you're hitting it into a head breeze. But down breeze, tee it up a little bit, try and ride that wind some more.
Had a birdie here yesterday in there close. Great opportunity for another one. He really likes this hole. Made birdie yesterday. Can he do it again today? And with that birdie, moving into the top 20 on the leaderboard. Frank, this is a great hole late in the round. Par 5 and a chance to really make up some ground or extend the lead. I mean, you can make some things happen here.
shortest of the 4 par 5s and reachable for just about everyone. But really, it's the second shot. The better the tee shot, the easier you make that second shot. Oh, that's got to be 300 yards, isn't it?
Nice position, short grass, second shot. Good looking shot right here. Crucial eagle attempt on the way. This is a long putt. Really the key is the speed. If it drops, that's a bonus. Speed wasn't bad on that long putt, but the read wasn't very good. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either.
We're sneaking into contention here. That birdie.
Top 15 now on the leaderboard.
Frank, deep into a round, par 3 17th, water, bunkers, long shot. What are you thinking as you're stepping on this tee?
You just take 3 and move to 18.
Frank, I think that's going to the bunker.
Looks like it.
Sometimes you get breaks, and he got one right there.
Yeah, I guess the bunker was a little smaller than I thought it was. It looked doomed for that.
Getting set now over the putt. Pretty much doing everything right this week. 11 under for the tournament.
Frank, now one of the signature holes here at Bay Hill. It's the 18th, scene of quite a bit of history through the years.
Yeah, if you can hit a tee shot around 300 yards, that's going to give you about 150 in. So that's the goal here. The tee shot, wide fairway, but once again, second shot.
And look at this. Look at all the power in that coil. Oh my goodness, Frank. Did you see that? He just annihilated that.
He just threw precision out the window. This is all about brute strength, and that is miles.
Here we go. So maybe a nice way to finish up with a good approach here to the 18th and a good chance for birdie.
Birdie try again here today.
So that was a medium length putt. Speed was right on track, but the read wasn't where it needed to be. From about 8 feet. In for par. So another tournament in the books, Frank, and what'd you make of this one?
Quality venue once again, Rich. The standard of courses we're seeing is excellent, and consequently, it's enabling the players to really play some great golf. So, I think golf's the winner today.
This is EA Sports coverage of the PGA Tour. Today, it's live opening round coverage of the Alberta Classic. And let's go down to the 6th. Early in the round, still holding steady, even par on the day.
Yeah, it's got that feel it could go either way here. Next few holes will probably tell us which way.
That is tasty looking right there from just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
Second shot now to the 6th, Frank, to this slightly elevated green.
Which changes the optics, Rich, coming in here. You know, you'd think you'd want to hit a nice, high, lofted shot, but because that green's pitched up, you still skip one in there a little low, if you choose to.
Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Oh, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Settles in over the putt. That's a nice roll, and with that birdie, now 2 under par for the tournament. Well, Frank, how about this hole? 602 yards, a par 5, although I guess I shouldn't be that surprised. 602 yards these days for a long hitter.
What do you say? It's a drive intercept. He's loading up on it.
Look at the coil there. Are you kidding me? Come on, you can't hit a ball that hard.
That is crushing it beyond all crushing. Oh, that had some meat behind it.
Second from an excellent lie.
that's off the beaten track. That's you've got 5 minutes to find it.
He'll need to be strong with this. Coming out of the rough and right up next to the hole. Not a gimme, but well within his range. That had to really hurt Frank because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle.
He has this for par. Frank, you can see by the reaction, it has been that kind of week. Just a few too many pars. Frank, you like this kind of design feature where you go from the longest hole in the course immediately to the shortest hole.
Certainly, golf giveth and golf taketh away. This is just minimally uphill, just a couple of feet, but you can see from the overview the design of the green. And that flag's on the right, it's a little bit of a longer carry, so just be a little cognizant of that. You don't have to hit it directly at the flag.
Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Pretty good stroke right there, just hit it through the break.
Well, it's that sort of distance. If it goes in, it's a bonus.
Wow, that's disappointing. Chance to get too deep on one hole, and you leave it short.
Well, the good thing is he didn't miss it, right? It didn't go past and miss. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We'll never know.
Okay. Still has a chance for birdie, too.
Right, okay. I like that positive attitude.
Whew, this is tough to watch.
I've already got my eyes covered.
So we'll round out the front side here at Banff Springs with a par 5 and reasonably short at only 501 yards.
So very reachable because of that yardage that you just referenced. Hole bends a little bit to the right. You can favor the left side with a tee shot. It's just going to make that angle on the second a little bit easier. Oh, that's fine.
Obviously, Frank, you want to hit good shots at a place like this, but you also want to take some shots. You want to snap off a few pictures because it's breathtaking.
I thought you were talking about big game hunting there, were you saying you don't want to shoot these animals? They're beautiful. No, yeah, it is. It's wonderful to come up here and play golf.
Well, that was a big, bold strike, and now a chance for a big, bold move. Putt for eagle coming up. That was a good run right there. Almost went in.
At least he's seen the line as it went past the hole. So just replicate that on the way back. Well, that'll put the smile back on the face.
Well, that wraps up another round here at Banff Springs. Frank, what caught your eye today?
Just the gorgeous scenery, Rich. Golf course not overly long, but not often we get north of the border in just an idyllic part of the world.
We saw plenty of great shots out on the course today, and we're looking forward to getting back to the action soon. So for all of us here at EA Sports, this is Rich Lerner, along with Frank Nobilo saying, until next time. EA Sports is proud to present today's PGA Tour coverage. It's second round coverage of the Alberta Classic. So off the long par 3 10th, we are at the 11th hole, 417-yard par 4, Frank.
It looks like a straightaway par 4, Rich, but if anything, the hole actually bends to the left, and you really want to follow that natural contour of that just sort of draw it off those bunkers on the right, or just simply carry it over the ones on the left. But ideally down the left side, it avoids that pine tree that's further down.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. Good-looking shot right here. Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Par yesterday. Now for birdie. You can see why this player has been compared to a young Rory McIlroy. Featured golfer making birdie and now sitting comfortably inside that cut line. Here at the 12th, par 4, 442 yards. Frank, what's ahead?
This one's called Big Boat. Hole's certainly a lot longer than the 10th hole, which is Little Boat. Dog legs to the player's right. A couple of bunkers down the left side. That first bunker on the left shouldn't be too much of a problem to carry. But once again, even though the hole bends to the right, you'd like to be down the opposite side of the fairway, which is the left.
Well, that is a really good tee shot right there, Frank.
I think that tipped the 300-yard mark.
Frank, another scoring opportunity here with his second shot at the 12th.
There certainly is. Even when they stick the flag all the way in the back, which is the hardest hole location, you can still get at it with a short club. A nice sort of rolling, gentle terrain on this green, so chances are you're going to have a putt with a little bit of break in it.
So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now we'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. See if he does it here. Not a problem there, Rich.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Pretty good effort right there. Shouldn't be a problem here. So early on the backside here at the 12th hole, missed opportunity. A makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under par. Frank, you know full well this can be a humbling game.
And an embarrassing game.
Well, this is a good hole right here. Par 3, 225-yard 13th. Frank, what do you think?
Well, it's called sulfur. I can't remember what element that is on a periodic table, but hardest thing here is not to figure that out, but figure out what club you're going to use. Just a fraction downhill, just over 200 yards. It does narrow up when they start to stick the flag in the back, but there's a nice fat target there, sort of those first 2/3 of the green.
Getting set for this next shot from the rough, what does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are, because, you know, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing.
So missed the fairway, and now he's back where he needs to be.
Yeah, minimize the problems.
So a tester from 4 feet. Frank, it's been that kind of a tournament. Another bogey.
Yeah, it's not exactly a small gap between that player there and the rest of the field. That gap's got to feel like the Grand Canyon right now. Oh, if this is up, it's good.
Not the longest, but not bad. 295 yards in the fairway. Now zeroing in on this second shot here at the par 4 14th.
You can keep the second shot a little right of the flag here. The general contours kick a little left here, away from the bunkers on the right. That would be the ideal shot in here.
Stuck the follow-through right there. This could be really good. Excellent shot to within 10 feet.
This for birdie. We haven't seen a whole lot of that, Frank, but that has to feel good. So that is the end of the second round, and unfortunately, the end of the tournament for our featured player, missing the cut.
Well, they certainly didn't hit the magic number here for the tournament. Fell below the cut line, and they just couldn't make it back. There's always next week.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live first-round coverage of the International Challenge. Well, this golf course goes back a long ways, to 1878, in fact. We're at Royal Troon Golf Club in Scotland. Rich Slaughter alongside Frank Nobilo. And Frank, where are some of the scoring opportunities out here?
Well, normally when the Open Championships played, the breeze comes out of the sort of northwest, which means those first few holes are played down breeze and then the closing stretch is played into the breeze. So really you sort of make your hay on the way out and then you hang on for dear life on the way in. That doesn't really change because you have some rather short par fours to start.
Good contact, good result. Excellent drive right there, Frank.
Circa 310.
Frank, the Open Championship will be played at Royal Troon in 2016. It was first played back in 1923. What was first prize then?
A mere 75 pounds, so that equates to about 150 US dollars. And just to give you an idea, the last time they played there, Rich, was back in 2004 when Todd Hamilton beat Ernie Els. He got a whopping 720,000 pounds. That's right, nearly $1.5 million.
The money's nice, but every player would tell you, Frank, it is still all about that claret jug.
It is, and that's actually suited the Americans because since 1962, they've been to Troon 6 times, and 6 times the victor has been American.
That is an excellent play right there. The approach, giving him another good look, and getting ready for the putt. You get the sense now with that birdie that our young star, so explosive, is setting himself up for a big weekend run. Resuming the action here at EA Sports, let's go out to the 7th hole and pick up with our featured golfer. Frank, nothing spectacular to this point in the first round. What does the player need to do just to kind of generate some momentum?
I actually think they're playing all right, Rich. It's just, you compared to the top of the leaderboard, you start to think, well, maybe they're struggling. But there's ebbs and flows in this game. At the moment, it's just sort of almost like a holding pattern. But it's time to change that.
He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. This is a pretty long putt here. You'd be happy to get this to within 2 or 3 feet. You really want to take the stress out of that next putt. That's all he wanted to do there.
Yeah, it's touch. And when you think from that distance, chances of making are almost none. So to guarantee a 2-putt, well done.
That is a painful bogey at the 7th hole. So with that, the score is now at even par. Frank, this is one of the most famous holes in the whole sport, isn't it?
Postage stamp, just over 120 yards. It might seem short, but it's daunting. Many an Open Championship has been lost on this shortest of par threes.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. I mean, really on top of his game right now. That was a splendid approach shot. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Good stroke, just came up empty.
Even par currently.
Frank, that's a par, and onward we go. Ready to go here at the 9th at Royal Troon Golf Club. 423 yards. What are you looking to do with this one, Frank?
Well, it's another one that's a dogleg left. It's called the Monk, actually, because it faces the village of Monktown. One bunker on the left, 285 yards to carry that, but it's not that you're trying to carry it. It's you're trying to cut the ball off that.
Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards. Frank, going back 100 years or more, we used to see winning scores in stroke play tournaments, 72-hole events of 300 thereabouts. But obviously, like so many things in golf, everything has improved.
Yeah, people would scoff at sort of saying 475s would win a U.S. Open or a British Open. It didn't, and it does. But, with equipment and people have really got into the game, they've worked it out. And they just plain got better at it. They realize that, stroke play, you can't just swing from the trees, so to speak. You've really got to work your way around and get better. You just can't sort of settle for mediocrity.
Excellent front side, trying to keep it going here on the second 9.
He's just playing beautifully, hitting so many good shots, giving himself so many opportunities. Come on for a little extra.
And that ball is absolutely scorched. Just hit a seed out there. Frank, I know you like boxing. That was some heavyweight power right there.
Smoked it. The great Bobby Jones used to say the hardest shot in golf's the next one. Judging by that light, it's not going to be too hard.
Early part of this second nine, a good approach shot. Now, pretty good chance for birdie. And this would be nice. 2 straight birdies. Oh, I thought he had that. Came to the putt, excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, a little change in the attitude right now. When you've let one go, you've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important this one goes in.
3 shots behind now. Looks like Martin Kaymer is making his move. Frank, this 11th hole can be a real bear. Even the Golden Bear knows that.
Yeah, just to remind him, in his rookie year in 1962, he made a whopping 11. Now, I can't remember the last time I heard Jack Nicklaus made double figures on one hole.
Maybe a bogey 5 or even a double bogey 6. Not so bad.
Well, that's got to be 300 yards, isn't it?
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
That should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Frank, how did he do there?
Well, he's inside 30 feet, but 27 feet, it's not exactly what you'd call close.
Frank, that's what you want to do. Good lag putt.
Yeah, they can't all go in.
Locked in on the read and the speed. Nice par to remain 1 under. Well, Frank, Royal Troon Golf Club did not disappoint today.
No, it certainly didn't. The old bounce and roll game, it's a game for everyone. You never really perfect it. You just learn it and you get better at it.
And with that, we bid you farewell from the shores of Scotland for EA Sports. This is Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo, and we'll see you next time.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live second-round coverage of the International Challenge.
Always great to be in Troon, Scotland, at the Royal Troon Golf Club, founded in 1878. Frank, it is a golf course, true links. It's bathed in history. Like the looks of this one.
Oh, yeah.
Well, this looks good.
Certainly is.
Frank, can one small tweak from an instructor lead to a big turnaround?
With the right player, yeah. You just want to hear the right message. It's like anyone in life. You just want to be pointed in the right direction.
Terrific golf shot. And now, that for an easy birdie. Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie.
Rich, it's been a very good workmanlike performance. Yet another birdie.
Into the top 15 on the leaderboard. Frank, as we step to the tee here at the par 4 second hole, just 391 yards, but a classic case on links golf where the bunkering here is just so much different than a classic American layout.
And it's also where a change of strategy will certainly help. Remember, the ball's going to run much further here in Scotland than what it will in America. So you can use a shorter club and let that ball to run out to the normal distance you would hit it, perhaps with 2 or 3 clubs more.
Frank, anything you do differently from the rough in terms of your swing? You hinge the club a little bit more quickly?
No, normally put the ball just a little bit further back in your stance because you want the club to be going down. Down, it's got to go down through the grass, through the ball.
Frank, it's not about getting the ball close to the hole. From that spot,
Well, he had no chance to get it close. I thought he had very, very, very little chance of getting it on the green. So given that, that was a very good shot.
needs a few more of those. That was a good birdie.
Yeah, this time, that one gets him in the top 10.
Frank, looking at the third, what are the sort of key decisions that you have to make?
There's two bunkers down the left. They're not really the issue. They're the burn. That's about 285 yards. This is not a hole, really. You just take the driver out and swing away. Just something that stays up short of that. It's just going to leave you a short iron in.
That one was struck solid, about 290. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special. Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
He's making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track. Frank, this would be a nice way to jumpstart the round.
Yeah, his momentum can quickly go in the right direction if he makes this.
So one shot closer to the lead with that birdie. It's a dogleg right, par 5, the fourth hole. Can you cut the corner here, Frank?
Well, you don't have to. There is a bunker down the right side that's going to take at least 280 yards to get past that. You can also cut it around there and sort of follow the shape of the hole. Long and straight.
That's how you do it. Frank, still relatively early in the round, but given what we've seen so far, this could be a heck of a golf round.
Yeah, right now everything's just going according to plan. It's like he's playing on all 8 cylinders. So really, you're just trying to get out of your own way.
How tough is this going to be now from the rough, Frank?
Oh, it's tough to say, Rich. I mean, so much is going to depend on that lie. I'm going to need a little bit of luck.
Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Par yesterday. Now for birdie. And with that, birdie moves into a tie for the lead.
We've got ourselves a battle right now, Rich.
Now, the first par 3 here at Royal Troon. It's the 5th hole. A little bit more than 200 yards. What's the challenge here, Frank?
A lot depends on the breeze. Plus, you remember, you've got to allow for the roll and the bounce here. So anything pitching on the front of the green, let that ball release or kick towards the middle and back of this green.
Frank landed it on the green.
It was never going to stop.
No chance. Solid play, heart of the green. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business.
That's a good par given the situation.
Still tight, still close. There you have it. The second round is complete. Another solid effort put together, and it shows on the scorecard.
And after 2 rounds, you really start to see not only who's playing well, but who's consistent.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live third-round coverage of the International Challenge. On the tee here at 14, it's another par 3, Frank.
You don't get caught looking at the front of the green. That's where it's at its most narrow. Ideally, something that pitches just into the top of that mound.
This is a good-looking shot. Midway through this back nine, could use this birdie here at the 14th.
It's at sneaky distance.
Frank, I thought that was in. Wrong time to be leaking oil here at the 14th hole, Frank.
Well, to state the obvious, too, that was very makeable. That's the one you'd expect to make more often than not. That's going to hurt.
No damage done. Made the par. Frank, now at the 15th, and how hard is this par 4?
The key really is to get the ball on the fairway here. Avoid those 3 bunkers, because this is one of the flattest greens on the golf course. Get the ball on the green here. Any putt's makeable.
Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one. Oh, nice little bounce forward. Should be close to 300, 290.
The second shot now to the par 4. He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Pretty good stroke right there. Just hit it through the break.
Well, it's that sort of distance. If it goes in, it's a bonus.
Settles in over the putt. Nothing wrong with that par putt. The back nine here at Royal Troon has only one par 5, and here it is, Frank.
At 542 yards, you'd think it's reachable, but that burn cuts in at 280 yards, so it means you have to lay back. But I remember back in 1997, playing alongside Tiger Woods, and he still managed to get it onto the green from behind the burn. It was some shot.
You knew at that point he was something special.
He certainly was. He then knocked it in from 40 feet for an eagle 3.
Nice position, short grass, second shot. Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
Third shot, looking for a good one. Excellent shot to within 10 feet. 10-foot putt left. That was a nice birdie, and no doubt he's feeling pretty good about his position on this leaderboard.
A series of good holes in a row has got him to this point.
Final par 3 here at Royal Troon. It's the 17th, and what kind of a hole is it, Frank?
Well, this takes your best long iron shot. Normally plays back into the prevailing breeze. You miss this green on the left, it will run all the way down the hill. The bunkers might look short, but if your tee shot isn't hit properly, it'll puff up into that breeze and certainly find a pot bunker.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
Getting set for this next shot from the rough, what does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are, because, you know, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing.
Frank, now the final hole, steeped in so much history. When you think about the legends of the game who have walked off this tee on their way to the claret jug, guys like Tom Watson, Arnold Palmer, Bobby Locke.
If you've got a one-shot lead standing on this tee, somehow you have to avoid those 4 bunkers. 3 down the left, 1 down the right, with a strip of fairway in between.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot, he is on the fairway, over 300 yards. Excellent lie, 155 yards away. Great way to finish off the final approach shot with a birdie opportunity. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Wow, that hurt.
It did. Shot gone forever.
Makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under for the round. So has the par. Moving on to the next hole, and the lead, Frank, is very much intact. Frank, in golf, there's nothing quite like the final round of a hotly contested championship, and this one could be a doozy.
And there's nothing quite like that leaderboard I'm looking at right now. We are going to have some amazing golf. This one is going to have to be won.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live final round coverage of the International Challenge.
Frank, through the years, there have been some great winners at the Open Championship played at Royal Troon.
Well, just in recent history, remember Mark Kalkovecchia in the playoff with Wayne Grady and Greg Norman. There was also Todd Hamilton when he beat Ernie Els in the 4-hole playoff. And back in 1996, Justin Leonard was to win his Open Championship.
Tom Watson also won an Open Championship here. Tom Weiskopf, his only major, that was 1973. The great Arnold Palmer, Bobby Locke, they all won at Royal Troon. All right, the winds are starting to pick up. Frank, you've played in conditions all over the world. What's the right way to approach it?
Well, you've really got to find out, first of all, the direction of the wind, and you have to be certain of it right now. And plus, if there's a gust, that's something you can't, you've got no control over.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Frank, it hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
You wonder what he's thinking on that.
And he's made it onto the green now. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Not going to win it with pars, are you?
That's for sure. This field too good, too talented, and making too many birdies.
At the 15th, this par 4 is over 480 yards.
The key here really is the 3 bunkers, 2 on the left, 1 on the right. 260 yards gets you past that. If you find the fairway here, then you don't have to worry about the 3 bunkers that are short of this green.
Nicely played shot, about 310 yards down the fairway. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance really for birdie, but really it was a rather poor approach shot.
Frank, that's just a really good putt right there.
Yeah, that's why you call lag putting. You get outside a certain distance, and really your mind has to be about 2 putting and not trying to be a hero.
Did the job right there. Now the lone par 5 on the back 9, the 16th, and while you might be thinking birdie here, you may want to think again. What are the options off the tee, Frank?
Well, really, there's only one option, and that's keep it short of that burn, which is 280 yards. So that makes that 540 yards play that much longer. Oh, that's fine.
Good tee shot, good lie, and now a good chance to take advantage here on this hole. And from the fairway for his second shot here. Good scoring opportunity. Third shot here at the par 5. Wow, Frank, I did not expect that. An eagle. '17th here at Royal Troon. This is a very strong par 3, isn't it, Frank?
Well, if rabbits have teeth, then this is why it's called rabbit. Very, very strong par 3.
Really in control of this hole. Birdie yesterday and another opportunity on the way. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. In complete command of his game. 9 under for the tournament with that birdie. Frank, how does this 18th hole here at Royal Troon stack up against some of the other finishing holes in major championship golf?
Rich, it's a stout par 4, 464 yards, so it's sort of in the ilk of a Muirfield or Royal St. George's finishing hole. And they've had some great 18th holes in Open Championships. This is actually called Craig End, and it's the name of the old farm that was demolished at the turn of the century. So the 18th hole, it's certainly grown up, and it's flourished to more than a farm.
Get down. Look out.
It's over. The green.
Well, that one didn't work out. It didn't look bad in the air. It hit the green, but didn't sit.
Yeah, it was never going to stop.
Now his third, staring right at the green. And he's made the green
To win the International Challenge.
Got it for par.
That has to feel so good. A big championship victory. EA Sports and the Wolf Creek Golf Club so proudly present opening round coverage of the EA Sports Spring Invitational. We have already begun. Let's pick up with the action at hole number 4. As we catch up with today's featured golfer, Frank, what's the key to generating some momentum?
Just hitting good shots. I know it sort of sounds like the old cliche, but plenty of opportunities. A few 10, 15-foot putts start going down. This round will change dramatically. Oh, that's it. New member of the 300-yard club.
Good poke right there. Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder, or
just hit another one. This is a good-looking shot. Pure strike, good result.
And that is close.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus.
Well, there's an opportunity wasted.
Just knock it in for a par, and let's forget about this one. Golf is not about perfect, but it is going to hurt the course. And it's amazing. It doesn't matter how close it goes. It's an extra shot. That one will definitely hurt.
Makeable putt right here, currently sitting at 1 under for the round. So with that, the score is now at even par. How about this hole, Frank? Par 5, fifth.
If you stand on this tee for the first time, you've got virtually no idea where you've got to aim. Do you aim it left of those bunkers? Do you aim it over the sort of the canyon? Really, the answer is how far do you hit it, because that is going to determine the line that you hit it on. Avoid the water, that little stream, but you can always have a drink on the way if you want to, I guess. Second shot plays uphill, but this is a relatively short par 5, so very reachable. But you've got to see, you've got to flight that second shot. You want to make sure that ball's coming in nice and high to this green that's perched up.
Headed for the bunker, I think. Got away with one right there. Just missed that bunker.
Yeah, that looked like it was sand the whole way.
He's set up for his third shot here, looking to get it on the green with this. I mean, that's how the game is played, right there.
He's just making it look so easy. That birdie coming up, formality.
So they'll tap in. Who knows? It is a 4-round tournament, setting himself up for a good weekend, maybe a great one. The young star makes his birdie. Frank, standing on the 6th tee and looking out at this golf course, I can't help but think that if you hit it offline here, you're going to be playing golf with the billy goats.
Yeah, you might actually turn into a billy goat come the end of the day, that's for sure. The huge elevation changes once again are apparent here at the 6th. Tis a dogleg to the right, not really a driver unless you want to sort of bring that creek into play or that little stream that cuts across. Second shot, a little bit uphill. Those bunkers are really where you shouldn't go. We all know that. And this green is anything other than flat. A fun-looking hole, too, and a fun hole to play.
So a chance for birdie after another solid approach shot. Frank going for another birdie here.
Just to get on a real roll.
Don't leave it short. Wow. Trying to stay steady, make a par. Good stroke right there. That's a par and stays at 1 under. Now on to the par 4 7th hole. Is this a reachable par 4, Frank?
Distance-wise, you would think so, but the designer has done something to avoid that, and that's put all this water in front of the green. It would take a mammoth tee shot, and that's something like 300 yards through the air if you're going to try and even drive this green. Is the risk worth it? Well, if you're just playing with your friends, maybe it is. Otherwise, you just lay it up, just past those those bunkers on the right and the left. Get it down there on the flat. A little pitch you would think is simple, but because of the slope of this fairway, chances are you might not get a flat lie, and that's going to make that second shot that much harder.
Frank, it hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
Yeah, you wonder what he was thinking on that.
Putting all of his talents on display here from the rough, and he knocks it really close. Beautiful shot. Oh, man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Settles in over the putt.
You'd like that one again.
Well, Frank, you hear it so often. This is a game of dealing with your miscues.
That's the beauty of this game of golf. It giveth and it taketh away.
So not his best work. He'll walk away with a bogey. Frank, the 8th here at Wolf Creek in Mesquite, Nevada is really the signature par 3, isn't it?
I'd go so far, Rich, to say this is a great par 3. Doesn't matter where it was played. The stream that sort of comes all the way down there and surrounds the left side of the screen makes this hole really daunting. Logic would say if you're going to miss the screen, obviously you'd miss it to the right, but it's just a beautiful hole. And then you put the fact that the canyon frames the whole hole itself. It's beautiful.
Frank, this is where a golfer's mind is really tested here after hitting one out of bounds.
Well, on the flip side, though, Rich, you know what you've done wrong. So erase it. Time to put a good swing on it.
This will be the 3rd shot after being penalized for going out of bounds. Oh, it looked like he caught a flyer right there, Frank.
Well, I don't know what he caught, but this is way too much.
Either misjudged the win or simply just pulled the wrong club, Frank.
Going to take some skill now.
Okay, good shot on the dance floor. Two over for the day. Second round coverage coming your way tomorrow. For our entire crew, I'm Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo. So long for now. EA Sports and the Wolf Creek Golf Club so proudly present second round coverage of the EA Sports Spring Invitational. Well, this is one of my favorite tournaments of the year. It's the EA Sports Spring Invitational and just a stunning golf course. It's Wolf Creek in Mesquite, Nevada. Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo. And Frank, we're in for quite a day.
We are. We're going to see the decision-making processes of some of the fine players out there today. And the reason why I say that, Rich, is because there's so much elevation here at Wolf Creek. So you're going to have to make those adjustments on the downhill and the uphill. Club selection decisions. And, of course, the one that does that the best is more than likely the one that's going to come out on top. Now, this is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. Getting set for this next shot from the rough, what does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are because, you know, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing.
Well, that ball nestled down just a bit in that heavy rough. Frank, you always talk about it not compounding the error, but here again, another shot from the rough.
Yeah, if you try again.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie.
Birdie try again here today. Well, at last, a birdie. Here at the 6th, 447-yard par 4. Pretty good hole, Frank.
Yeah, probably a layup hole, too, for the longer hitters. Something out there around the 280, 290-yard mark to make sure you don't go it in the stream. Obviously, it's a dogleg right, as you can see. The canyon on both sides is sort of well-defined, so you know where not to go. Second shot plays a little bit back up the hill to a green, once again, that's anything other than flat. It's fun. You've got to make sure you get that ball on the right tier if you want to have a birdie putt here.
Second shot coming out of the rough here.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
This hole really sets up well for the player. Birdie yesterday, and a chance for another one today. Well, that would have been a bonus had it gone in, but still, reasonable chance for par here.
Yeah, there's no damage. You're not going to birdie every hole.
Frank, that's a par, and onward we go. Well, everybody loves the short par 4, and here we have one, Frank, just 302 yards, the 7th hole.
And this hole is anything other than straightforward, Rich. Huge drop off at the front of the screen that is surrounded by water. So it's going to be a layup off the tee, really, to try and get the right yardage. This green is very, it's not very deep, but it's extremely wide. The hardest thing is to try and get a flat lie with whatever club you decide to hit off the tee and get the right yardage. Otherwise, that green actually might be a little elusive, even though this is a very short hole.
So that ball nestles down in the rough. Just got away a little bit on that tee ball. Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in. Superb shot.
Well, it's as good as it's going to get. There's going to be no worries about making that one.
See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. This putt for birdie. Suddenly a ray of sunshine with that birdie.
There is hope. And on the top 25.
Frank, this is the kind of hole that you like to drop a bag of balls and just have fun. Hit it all day long as if you were at the range. Unfortunately, you only get one crack, and you better be good. This is a tough hole.
Well, if you find the water, actually, you might get another one off there. It certainly is a tough hole, though, Rich. The stream going all the way down the left-hand side, that wraps right around the left and behind the screen, makes that tee shot, it certainly makes you think about that tee shot while you're on the tee. Prudent play, aim for the right edge of the green. Nothing wrong if you just miss the green on the right, but miss the green by a yard on the left, you pay a very steep price.
Different day, different hole. Made bogey yesterday. He'll do better this time, it looks like. Close. Couldn't ask for much more on that putt. This one just requires a little bit of focus.
Oh, how did that miss?
Are you kidding me? I mean, that one was dead center. This hole is really getting the best of them. For bogey once again. So another bogey on the scorecard. And Frank, what happened this week?
I think it's a week to forget, Rich.
Stepping up to the shot here at the 9th. It's a par 4, 390 yards.
It is anything other than straight off the tee because of all these sort of undulations and curvature on the fairway. You'd think well bunkered, but the last bunker on the right side there, longer hitters, they can nearly fly that, just over 300 yards. Either that, shorter hitter just play to that fat area of the green. That'll be sort of some, 270 yards. That will take all the water out of play into a green that slopes back at you. So very good chance even with a wedge in hand to get the ball close. A good way to finish the front nine.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
That's still not done. A good third shot. Maybe get away here with par.
Oh, what an incredible shot. That concludes the second round here at this amazing golf course. And Frank, I'm really looking forward to tomorrow.
I certainly am as well. The players have gotten off to a very good start, and they must have a good feel for the course right now and know what they have to do in order to win.
EA Sports and the Wolf Creek Golf Club so proudly present third round coverage of the EA Sports Spring Invitational. Today we're here at Wolf Creek Golf Club in Mesquite, Nevada. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo set to bring you all of the action for the EA Sports Spring Invitational. And Frank, what can the players expect from Wolf Creek?
Just a mesmerizing layout, Rich. You can see that from above. Straight driving is imperative out there today. You actually don't have to hit the ball a long way. The elevation on those tees is going to give you that extra distance on almost every shot. You can even take driver out of play on some of the holes. But really it's about being in the right position first on those tee shots that you're going to hit today.
That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards.
Second shot, good look at the green.
This is definitely not going down the fairway.
It doesn't look good. I think it's going to be in the deep rough. That's a disappointment right there, Frank.
Yeah, green light special, really. Come up considerably short.
How about that shot right there from that lie in the rough to knock it that close? That's good. These putts keep the round together. No, that's not the way you want to start the back nine. Missed putt, bogey, and a drop shot. Locked in on the read and the speed.
I don't think a tourniquet is going to work after that one.
Tough to watch. Frank, another really rugged hole. This is the par 3 11th here at Wolf Creek.
Rich, remember that book, Dead Solid Perfect? This is what this hole's all about, because you must hit that tee shot solid. You've got to carry all the trouble in front of you. And remind yourself, too, there's enough green grass down there. Not necessarily green, but green grass around there. A good shot safely on the putting surface here. And this green's not too severe. But this is a fun par 3 just to look at, or even at least experience.
Frank, you like his chances to walk away with a par here?
Well, with a good shot, Rich, yeah, that's certainly on the cards in that. And you think you just write a par down at the end of the hole, don't tell anyone about it. It certainly won't affect the scorecard at the end of the day. So that's the goal right here. It's no snack, though. It's a cruel game.
Not what he had in mind when he stepped to the tee, but it would be just one drop shot. This for bogey. And he makes it for a bogey here. From a par 3 to a par 5 here at the 12th. It measures 560 yards, a sweeping dog leg left, and there is some trouble down that left side.
This is a scary tee shot. There's no two ways about it, Rich. You've got to get the ball in play because you can really rack up a good score here. That water very much in play. Doesn't matter what club you decide to hit off the tee. 560 yards actually is reachable, believe it or not. But you've got to get it on the fairway. You don't really have to be too brave and try and take too much over there. The other thing, too, to consider about is this green is nearly half the length of an NFL football field. It's 55 yards from the front of this green to the back of the green. Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. So from the rough back to the fairway, that's the right way to go.
Yeah, didn't take the bait, and at least now he's only going to play the price of a poor tee shot. Still got a good chance, though, getting away with par.
On the green, and a chance for birdie. Little redemption chance here, had bogey yesterday. That may have been a bit too much to ask for there, that distance putt, Frank.
Yeah, it's fine to be greedy before you hit the putt, but after you've hit it, 2 from that distance is fine.
That had to really hurt, Frank, because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle.
This for bogey once again. Made bogey here yesterday. Good putt. 13th hole, and Frank, Wolf Creek is really kind of a macho golf course because you can stand on a tee like this and say, you know what? I'm going to take this one over the mountains.
And then, if you do, then you flip the coin. Is it in play or is it out of play? This is one hole. You just you realize you're in the middle of the desert, that's for sure. And one hole that you think, if I play this hole a couple of times, I might just get the hang of it.
That's in the fairway. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
This is a good-looking shot. That will be a great look at birdie. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Came to the putt, excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, a little change in the attitude right now. When you've let one go, you've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important this one goes in.
He'll take par and move on. Final round coverage comes your way tomorrow for our entire crew. I'm Rich Lerner saying thanks for being with us on EA Sports, and so long for now.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live first-round coverage of the Boston Championship. Out to the 6th hole now, where the action is underway. Let's check in on our featured golfer. As we catch up with today's featured golfer, Frank, what's the key to generating some momentum?
Just hitting good shots. I know it sort of sounds like the old cliche, but plenty of opportunities. A few 10, 15-foot putts start going down. This round will change dramatically.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
You can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable. That never deviated offline.
Almost. Wow.
Well, I thought they'd at least pick up a shot. Birdie looked like a sitter. Now par.
And getting ready for the putt.
Frank, that's a par, and onward we go. Frank, you just love the variety of holes here at TPC Boston. Now we get to the 7th. It's a 600-yard par 5.
It looks straight away, but the problem is if you don't hit a good tee shot, then you really have to be aware of that cross bunker. That is one place you don't want to go with your second shot. He's gone for a little extra. Rich, that is annihilation of a golf ball.
Absolutely love it. I mean, he just tore that thing to pieces. That, Frank, is position A.
Wouldn't you like to have that in your bag every day?
Love it.
Second shot.
Well, it looks as though they're going to need to use all their strength to sort of hack it out of that rough, missing it off the tee here.
Pretty good result right there, considering...
It looked rough all the way,
Exactly.
Rich. Really did.
Thinking man's game, golf.
It certainly is.
Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
So a tester from 4 feet.
That birdie gets the player to red figures, 1 under for the tournament. Coming off the long par 5/7, now a par 3, 213 yards. What's the 8th hole all about?
Another hole that picks with the same theme. Really want to fly this nice and high. That narrow part at the front of the green really is to be avoided unless the flag is there.
Into the thick stuff. That's a difficult lie.
Second shot coming out of the rough here.
How good was that, Frank, from the rough?
Oh, it's amazing. It's a master class in short game.
Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Steady, solid, and at 1 under par right now. Frank, I don't know about you, but I love a good hot dog and a soda at the turn. Of course, it tastes a lot better after you've made par. How difficult is that proposition here at the 9th?
Well, if you stray with your tee shot here, you'll be making hamburgers, that's for sure.
Gave that the full treatment. Get up.
pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. Oh, no, look out, Frank. I think he flushed that one.
Oh, this is going, gone.
Frank, it hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
Yeah, you wonder what he was thinking on that.
These are the kind of putts that keep a round going about 10 feet away for par. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Well, you can see the golfer is just boiling right now after that miss. And a drop shot here at the 9th. Not going so well for him. He has this for bogey.
Frank, this is just an embarrassing performance.
There's no crying in golf, Rich.
Well, Frank, as they say up here in New England, that wraps up another wicked good round.
Yeah, you've just played one of the best golf courses up in New England area, and it was the best time of the year to play it.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live second-round coverage of the Boston Championship.
Hello again and welcome. I'm Rich Lerner alongside my friend and colleague Frank Nobilo. We're here in the state of Massachusetts on a magnificent fall day. TPC Boston, the site for the action. And Frank, what can you tell us about this golf course?
It was built in 2002, Rich. Had some changes over the years with Gil Hanse and Brad Faxon, but it's certainly been a staple on the PGA Tour. It was first played a tournament there back in 2003. Adam Scott got his first win on the PGA Tour, and since 2007 has been a part of the FedEx playoffs.
It's a part of 72. See if you can break the course record today. It's only 61, held by Vijay Singh and Mike Weir.
Yeah, just a 61. Big golf course. And with that 18th hole, well, we'll see if you can get 11 under on the 18th tee. That'll be a little bit of a difference.
Really exciting finishing hole here at TPC Boston. Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Frank, not close, but from that lie, not bad.
Oh, that's excellent. Seriously, given the conditions, Rich.
See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. This putt for birdie.
That was cruel. It looked like it was certainly going in.
Just a little tap in here. Did the job right there. Now on to the 5th, and Frank, a pretty challenging par 4.
Yeah, gentle dogleg to the left. There's a short bunker on the right. That's not really in play. You can just see that one on the left. Ideally, just want to hit something around 330 yards to this very difficult green.
Right out of the center of the bat.
Did you hear that?
Well, this looks good.
Certainly is.
This becomes a different kind of battle out there today with these strong, gusty winds. Players will have to think. They'll have to take extra club. And this will not be easy. Good chance at one. Birdie try up next. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point.
When you consider the length of that putt, that's a good putt.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. Nothing wrong with that par putt. Ready now at the 6th. It is a tricky 465-yard par 4.
Yeah, hit it through the chute. Water comes into play a little bit down the left if you're a long hitter.
That is one of the hardest drives I've ever seen. Just let it rip. Wow, that is a monster drive down there, about 315 yards. Second shot, good look at the green. Get down, look out.
It's over. The green.
So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. See if he does it here.
And he's made it onto the green now. Just 5 feet left. Oh, my goodness, Frank, that is painful.
Oh, yeah, that's the... You'd rather miss the hole at times, wouldn't you?
So that's a bogey, and now to 1 over par for the tournament. This is a pretty sizable par 5 here, Frank, the 7th.
But it's reachable. There's some mounds down there. If you keep it down the right side, hopefully that tee shot can kick it a little forward. And then that green, angled at about 45 degrees, very reachable.
Nothing to argue about there, right in the fairway. Set for his next shot from a good position in the fairway. Frank, the handicap system in golf really is the great equalizer, isn't it?
Yeah, there's no sport like it. I can't imagine going to Wimbledon and playing, sort of Djokovic or Federer, or, playing NFL with Peyton Manning. But, the beauty of golf, we can go out in a golf course. We decide what our handicaps are on the first tee. We decide who's going to get strokes, and then off you go and play. And you play on a level playing field.
Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
That is always so disappointing from that kind of a spot when you come up short.
Yeah, you're licking your chops over that one. A shot you think you could hit directly at the flag. Now, test for the short game.
That is a solid par putt. Hole number 8 now, 213 yards in length, a par 3. And Frank, what can we expect?
Really narrow at the front of the screen. A lot of mounding. Ball normally kicks towards the left. One place you don't want to go, though, is that left bunker. The bunker shot's all downhill from there.